Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Practical Minecraft Tutorials with Soap the Great. Today I'm going to be fulfilling a promise from my most recent Good Enough Minecraft Invention Showcase, and I'm going to be showing you how to build this cactus, melon, and pumpkin activated sugarcane farm. Yes, you heard that right. This is a cactus, melon, and pumpkin activated sugarcane farm, meaning that we don't have a regular redstone timer doing the harvesting of the sugarcane. Instead, we're using the growth mechanics of cactus, melons, and pumpkins to harvest the sugarcane. For a more general overview of how this farm works, feel free to take a look at the showcase video that is linked in the description box below. Additionally, you can find a link to the world download for this file as well, and you will find the full materials list with all of the counts, because unlike previous tutorials, I do not have all of the materials listed here in my inventory. Now I do have all of the blocks that we're going to need, it's just not the full counts that we're going to need. Speaking of materials, let's take a look at some of the options that you have. I'm using blocks of iron for the decorative pieces. You can use any solid block of your choice. For glass, I'm doing that so you can see the sugarcane farm. If you don't wish to see it, you can replace this with a solid block of your choice, or really anything, as long as you leave something that's going to guide the sugarcane down into the hoppers below. I'm using grass to grow the sugarcane on. You could use dirt or sand as well. I'm using obsidian so that we don't get problems with the slime blocks and the sticky pistons. So you can replace this with something a little cheaper, probably going to be furnaces in most survival worlds. I'm using obsidian because it's a lot easier to deal with in creative, but you can also use melons, pumpkins, dispensers, and droppers. For light source, I'm using glowstone. You can use sea lanterns as well, but you might also think about using redstone lamps, but be careful about crossing the redstone signals with some other parts of the farm. That's enough chit chat for now. Let's get started on this farm. So you're going to need a 27 wide by 10 deep by 5 high space if you're just doing one row on the sugarcane farm. For every extra layer of sugarcane that you wish to grow, you will need an additional 4 blocks of height. So what you're going to want to do is find the center of this farm, and we're going to place a chest right at the center, which I have marked with a red wool block. And then we're going to put a hopper into the back of that chest, and then we're going to carry out 12 hoppers to each side running into that hopper. Alright, that is the sugarcane collection portion done. So what we want to do is now carry out the hoppers to the back so that the other parts of the farm can run into that. And so for the cactus side, we're going to run that almost all the way to the back, and then for the melon and pumpkin side, we're just going to come back, I don't know, 4 or 5, and then we'll see what we actually need once we get to that point. So I've gone ahead and filled in some of the decorative blocks so we can have an idea of the overall structure of the farm. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start filling in the sugarcane farm portion. So we're going to take our grass blocks and fill in all the way across like so, and hopefully not mess that up. Okay, and then on the side here we're going to put some glowstone, and then right in the middle we're not going to be growing there, so we'll put glowstone there as well, and glowstone there. Now what we need to do is fill in where the water is going to be going, and so we'll just come back here one below the grass area and just fill that all the way in, hopefully getting all of these, and then we'll come back here as well, go all the way across like so, just with your decorative blocks. Again, you can use whatever you want to right there, and I happen to be using blocks of iron. So we're going to fill that in, and then what we want to do is just grab some water. We're going to fill this in, and in survival, if you don't know this trick, you can go water source, skip one, water source, and you see that middle one fills up as a water source. You can do that to save yourself a little bit of time. I'm in creative, so it doesn't really matter for me, but I just wanted to show you that little tip. Makes things a lot easier. So we'll fill that in with water, and there we go. Our water and sugarcane growing area is pretty well on its way. Alright, so we need to start filling in the harvesting portion, so we're going to come right to the middle, place our decorative block there, and then we're going to cover over the water with obsidian, or your non-movable block of choice. And again, in survival, it might be good to use furnaces because you probably have a lot of cobble running around and you may not know what to do with it. Now, if you're into stone-heavy builds, you might not have the cobble around and obsidian might be your choice, but that's going to depend on your particular circumstances. On top of the obsidian, we're going to place slime blocks all the way across, like so. And then on the sides, we don't want any of that stuff moving, and so, well, we don't need that one in the back, but we want to put another immovable block right here, not your decorative block. Okay, so we'll fill in with slime blocks over here as well. And that should be the sugarcane harvesting portion almost done. Next up is the redstone. So now what we want to do is get into some of the redstone. So we're going to go behind this line of slime blocks by 2 right in the center. And then we're going to place down 2 solid blocks of choice. Then we're going to get our redstone torch tower started. And we're going to put a solid block there, another redstone torch. And then what we want to do is get some sticky pistons facing into the line of slime blocks. So there we go. That's one side. Carry that over to this side. And that is the redstone started, and we've got just a little bit more to do. We want to make sure that the sugarcane does not grow to the full 3 high. So what we're going to do is place a non-movable block like so, and we're going to carry that all the way across. And that part is all done. What we're now going to do is turn our attention to the back here and get started on the cactus portion of the farm activation. So you remember that hopper line that we pulled all the way to the back of the farm? Well, we're going to be working off of that. So we'll come one beside that hopper line just to get our bearings straight here. And we're going to place a piece of sand, skip one, sand, skip one, sand, skip one, sand. So we're going to have 4 plants like there. And then we're going to do the same over here. Sand, 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 sand. And then that's going to give us a little bit of an idea of where things are going to go. And what we want to do is place hoppers all the way along like so. It might be a little difficult to get purchase on those hoppers underneath that line, but it's going to be well worth it. We're going to come all the way around like this, and we just want to fill in this whole area with hoppers. Before we can put in the cactus, we need to take care of this solid block right here, and the cactus is actually going to hold back the water that's behind it, but we still want to be able to catch any cactus that ends up falling. So on these other blocks that have solid blocks, we want to replace those with slabs, and so we'll do that all the way along like so, and like so. And then we will get ready with the cactus right there, and there, and there, and there. Cactus there, 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 and there. And so you'll notice that if a piece of cactus breaks and falls off onto these slabs, the hoppers are still going to pick it up, and same with the water right there. Alright, now it is time to get the activation portion of these cactus done. So what we're going to do is place a sticky piston like so between 2 of the cactus plants. You can do that by placing a sticky piston facing up on top of a cactus and then coming in beside it like so. And then what we want to do is place slime blocks on top of each of those sticky pistons and then blocks of redstone like that. And what that is going to do is give us a bud, and that's a block update detector. So any block that gets put on the side of that piston, any block update given to it is going to push that redstone block up, and we can use that to get a pulse out of this growth mechanic. So next up, we need to connect this to the torch tower for our sugarcane harvesting. Alright, and now it is time to get those pulses from the cactus into the torch tower for the sugarcane. So what we want to do is put a unmovable block right here between the redstone blocks, and that's going to make sure that when the sticky block gets up beside it, it's not going to move it. And then we'll connect those with solid block of choice and then redstone dust along like so. And then we're going to carry that signal on down like so. Just stair step, like so. And then we'll carry the signal like this, like that, and that, that, and that. And then we'll put a redstone repeater on a 2-tick delay, and the cactus farm should be connected. We can test this real quick. Let's just send a block update. And there we go. You see that we get a pulse out of the slime blocks up front, and we'll get another one. There we go. That is the cactus portion of the farm all done. With the cactus portion all done, we need to turn our attention to the melon and pumpkin farm portion. And you remember that we brought back that line of hoppers a little bit. We've got one too many. So what we want to do is now come out with 5 extra, like so. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 total hoppers back here. And then that's going to be the center point of our melon and pumpkin farm. What we want to do is take out this solid block, replace it with grass. Same right here. Grass, grass, and then slab, slab, and then grass, 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 grass. And that is the beginnings of our melon and pumpkin farm. Now we need to set up the collection system for the melon and pumpkin farm. And so what we're going to do is bring a set of hoppers back like so. And we're going to be using water to help guide the melons and pumpkins into there. So we need to make a little bit of a wall right there, and then drop a water bucket right there like so. And that is the collection system, mostly done for the melon and pumpkin farm. Melons and pumpkins do need a little bit of light to grow, so we're going to throw some glowstone down like so. And then even over here we can take that one out. You'll probably not be so wasteful in your survival world, but we are in creative here. And now it's time to set up the redstone for harvesting the melons and pumpkins, and we can get to planting those a little bit later. What we want to do is on these slabs place pieces of redstone dust, and then we'll try and get a solid block of choice. And you see that the hitbox is going slightly up on top of the slab, and that is coming to the side of the redstone dust. And we can place a block right there, and on top of that block we're going to put a lever and set that on. And then on the side of each of these pieces of glowstone we're going to place solid blocks of choice, and like so. And on each of those you're going to place redstone dust like so. And then off to the back here we want to put levers and turn those on like so. And then what we want to do is come in with a regular piston like that facing into this block, and what that's going to do is make sure that we harvest the melon or pumpkin as soon as it grows. So we go like that, and then what we're going to do is put a solid block like that on top of the piston, and we'll come back with sticky pistons like that. You remember that trick from the slime blocks earlier? We're going to face that in to that solid block, and what we're going to do is continue that all the way around. Alright, now that the harvesting is in place, we can go ahead, get our ground ready. And so we're going to bring in the seeds and the hoe and the bone meal, and we'll just take care of that, that, and that. And you can set this up however you wish. I'm going to split it evenly. We'll put pumpkin there and pumpkin here, and then the other side will be for melons like so. And we'll take the bone meal, just grow that up all the way. You don't have to do that. You can let it grow on its own if you wish, but I just want to speed things up a little bit. And so that is our plants ready, and we can take a look at the growth activation real quick by just chucking in a melon. You see how it gets turned into an item almost immediately. It does not always fall into the water, so this is not the most efficient, okay, but it should suffice. And so we'll try with a pumpkin. That's a little bit easier, but there you have it. We're doing all right. Next up, we need to get a signal out of this farm into that torch tower. Whenever a melon or pumpkin grows, what we are going to be able to get is a redstone signal out of this block, because it will be powered by that piece of redstone dust. And so what we're going to do is take a redstone repeater output on 2-tick delay. We'll do the same thing over here. Knock that block out because we don't need it. And then redstone repeater like so. And we'll do the same over here. Like so, like so. And redstone repeaters again, 2-tick delay. That ensures that we get the right timing on the redstone torch tower. And then we can run that into a line of redstone going all the way across. And so we'll do redstone dust all the way on top here. And then we can come in kind of like this. And that is the wrong block height there. So we'll come in like that. And then our redstone will come up over on top of that slab and come all the way across and not interfere with anything else. Like that. And then we can come in like this and bring our redstone on down. We'll just do redstone dust all the way across here and here and then down. Alright, and then what we need to do is get it into that block right there, and we'll do a redstone repeater. Just makes things a little bit easier. And we'll bring this on up. Redstone dust, and that should be good. Let's give it a quick test. We will bring in a pumpkin and put it over on this side. Notice we get the output on the sugarcane farm. Let's try over here. Yep, there we go. And that should be good. We'll just do a test on all of them. Yep. And there we go. And that is the one layer portion all done. Next up, we need to see how to add more layers. So to do all this work and just have one layer of sugarcane is probably not worth it. You can expand this farm as high as you want up to build height, as long as you get the redstone torch tower correct. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to put an extra layer on top. So what we're going to do is going to continue that first layer up here, and on top of the immovable block we're going to place some more grass, and same thing over here. There we go. And then we're going to keep in mind that we still need to grow the sugarcane, and so we'll just bring this on up and we'll put down a light source on both sides and then solid block on the walls, and there we go. And then what you want to do is come back behind here, and we need to make that pocket for the water. Very important right here, otherwise the sugarcane cannot get placed down. And there we go. And then you fill in with water, same trick as before, just skipping one, and that will make things a lot easier for you. And if this is a bit unnerving because you got water close to redstone, don't worry, it was unnerving for me as well. So we'll continue on, put a wall right there, and bring piston immovable block all the way across, like so, and hopefully not skip one, and like so. Fill in the wall area, and then up top here, once again, piston immovable block, and piston immovable blocks right there. No, it should be right there. And then we'll come in with our slime blocks like so, and we only need 12 of those, so we're going to skip the middle. Okay, like that. And I believe down below on that lower layer I placed glowstone right there and piston immovable block right there. And then what we're going to do is, like down below, we'll come back with our sticky pistons just to get that trick so we can have something to place against. There, done with that. And you may note that what we need to do now is get our torch tower going. We don't have any water back behind that one, so we'll put a solid block of choice there. Come in with our redstone torch, and there we go. And then go there, and you'll get a little pulse, and we'll just do that like so, and we should be good. And if you want to give it a quick test, that would be perfectly fine. We can try it here on the cactus side. And notice how it's kind of a wave as it goes up. You don't want all of them firing at once, and otherwise you get a lot of lag. And you just come in here like so, fill that in, and fill in the rest of the front. And that's how you add extra layers. And I forgot to mention to put a line of piston immovable blocks up top. That limits the growth of the sugarcane to only 2 high. And if you have this full set of cactus and melon and pumpkin back here, it shouldn't be a problem. You should not have any wasted efficiency, at least not too much. But again, this thing is highly configurable. If you don't want the melons and pumpkins, you can just do 2 sets of cactus or whatever. You probably want farms on both sides though, just to make sure you get the sugarcane being harvested at a fairly reasonable rate so that that's as efficient as possible. But that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed very much. Thank you so much for watching, and do let me know either in the comments below or on Twitter at MCSoapTheGreat if you went ahead and built this, and if you did, I'd love to see screenshots or videos of it. So let me know. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.